What's up, everybody? Sparrow with a Gun here from Sleepless Nights with another episode on Medieval Engineers. When we left off in the last episode, we were kind of trying to finish up this underground castle build by doing the terrain section, which is coming along pretty well. Last episode, we sort of discovered, or rather rediscovered in my case, the different settings for this, like that we can make it wider and so forth, which is going to help speed up some of this. Because we can just basically make this flat, which is kind of great. Now, some of this we're not going to do flat. We're going to blend this in a little, so I don't want to do everything this way. But for now, I'm just going to do a couple sections. Excuse me. Like this. So, and we'll go ahead and maybe put a spot here. Maybe. And that way... That way we can do... like this. And we'll have to blend that in a little bit. The rest of this I'm not entirely sure how I'm going to do, so I'm not going to do it in big, broad strokes. Truth be told, I'm not sure how much of this I'll be able to do in broader strokes. I was kind of thinking I would be able to do more of it. But I forgot how kind of gradual this shape is going down here. Still can't. No, that's a break. Maybe if we go a little lower? Sure, that works. Let's bring that in. You could theoretically do this with a larger brush or a wider brush or whatever. I personally am finding it easier to get a more custom look with the 1x1. So that it's not all kind of one flat area. That is freaking me out. Why will this not... Why will you not go? That's weird. Every once in a while we get just stubborn voxels that just don't like going anywhere. Might have just undone my tapering. Dang it. Alright, that looks pretty good. It's good enough anyway. We don't want to spend all day on it. This part is going to be a little interesting. I tell you what I'm going to do, since I kind of don't want to spend too much longer on this build, mainly on this terrain. We've done like 2 or 3 episodes already on terrain. I'm going to do section by section kind of thing and get it where I want it, and then kind of come back and show each part when it's done. So let me try that way and see if that'll work better. Okay, so I've got one section over here done. This hill is kind of blended in, I think, pretty well. There's a few little pockets that are like that are a little bit high, but you could kind of attribute that just to, you know, terrain, as far as like there's gonna be some sections that are just a little bit uneven. Kind of gives it that natural feel, I guess. One thing that I found a couple of techniques that work pretty well for this. One is to do these little arch things and kind of just have a frame of where it's going to bend and curve, so that you kind of get a good idea of where it's going. It also gives you some baselines to work with. But the other thing is actually working from the bottom seems to help a bit. I'm going to blend this in a little different so that we have room for our doorway. Come on, get rid of that ledge. This is looking a little too flat, though. I'm trying to get the voxels to change up a little bit. Maybe if we connect more to it. Actually, let's get rid of this and kind of taper this up a bit. Maybe that'll help some. If I could get voxels to generate there. What's going on? Okay, so that's still a little not blended how I want it. But I have to admit, working with the voxel terrains is probably the most interesting and strangest thing I've ever seen in this game. Well, in most games, really, to be honest. Because it's like some parts can look like it's not going to work at all, and then you do just the right thing, and now all of a sudden it looks like it just was generated that way from the get-go. So it's just a little weird how some of that works, and getting used to feathering and playing with the terrain a bit to get it to do what you want it to do. Okay, that's not bad. We can go ahead and build this out a little bit. That might pull some of the flat edge off of this, because this is just really flat. Like, it's too squared. But I'm not entirely sure if there's going to be a way to fix that or not because of how we've got this set here. Well, we could just make this taper out a bit more, which would kind of force it to level out. Yeah, like that maybe. That's not too bad. We'll have to fix that. That's not too bad. I'd be okay with that. Can I generate something here? Why is there a big hole? Thank you. The other thing I've found is actually working from the bottom up, other than these little arch pieces, but once those arches are in place where you're going to be curving. Hello? Why is this wanting to stay flat? See, that's what I meant. Like, you do one thing and then the whole thing levels out, but before you do that one thing, it's like a big hole. And you're like, what is going on? Yeah, I'm feeling like this isn't edged in enough. There we go. That's working. We're having to bring this hill out more than I expected to get all this to kind of even out. But it's working. It's getting there. That's working pretty good, I think. I mean, I think it is. I'm tempted to turn off the foliage just for a bit to get a better read on the terrain shape. But I don't know. Since I'm planning on leaving the foliage in there and not having it off, it's kind of one of those things that I'd rather see what it's going to look like. Than not. You know, because it could look great without it, and then you turn it back on, and then it's like, oh, wait, that gives it this weird look or something. Okay, that's working pretty good. I'm liking that. But one of the things you can do is actually hover above and just kind of pull your mouse and fly up as you want to go up, and that kind of levels the terrain a bit more quickly, I should say. I won't say it's better than going from top to bottom, because I think top to bottom you take a bit more time with. Okay, and I've got one of these weird holes that won't fill for reasons. Come on. It's like I don't want to buff this hill out anymore and make it protrude anymore, but I can't get this one spot to fill in, which is really annoying. Let's take this back a bit. Seriously? Okay, that's pretty good. We're going to leave it that way. And then this part is going to be slightly tricky, only because the left side tapers down. The right side, we had more of a drastic drop. Okay, fill everywhere but where I'm pointing. That works. So what we'll have to do here is kind of bring this around and just keep lining it up from one edge to the other and kind of hope that it plays out. I got a hole over here. There we go. Alright, and you can single click this too. I find I get a little better result if I click and drag, that it seems to, I don't know, generate a more connected look. But you can just do single clicks and do one at a time. I have not found particularly good results from doing that, but it can be done. Okay, I'm just going to keep working this around, I think, until it blends in how I like it. That actually works. That's actually working pretty good for just doing it freehand and not really ironing it out. Yeah, that's working. I like it. Okay, I wonder if I could just start back here and just keep bringing this out. I don't know if this will work very well or not. We might end up screwing up this over here. Okay, we're definitely going to have to trim that top part. That's not going to work. Ew. What did we do here? Okay, that's okay. I like that. This we need to shift or change or do something with. Okay, that works. I actually really like that shape right there. And then let's bring this into that there. So, oops, got a few holes. Come on. Really? Really? You joking? There you go, finally. Even that I'm not sure is completely sealed. Whatever. It looks good enough. I get these weird spots where, like, it won't fill that one hole in, which is right where I'm pointing. It's kind of aggravating. So it's possible I thought this was working a bit better than it was. But it doesn't seem to have done a horrible job. It just left some not so filled in spots. Okay, that looks like a shadow. Yeah, I like it. It's coming along. It's coming along nicely. So we'll end up with this kind of like window, chimney, door kind of exposed look, but the rest of it, it's like, what's going on here? Oh, and another window. We'll have to do the other one. Actually, let's work on that for a minute here. This is going to be difficult. Like, really, really hard to do. So, if we follow this... Whoops. Whatever. We'll work that in. If we follow this... we end up with an arch about like that. Same goes for this. Oops. Well... we would have had an arch like that. Let's get rid of this, because that's totally blocking our view. Now, how do we do a window here? My best guess... this is actually going to be really tough. Is to do more of a sunk-in window. This is probably going to end up looking terrible. I wish I could do a smaller block than just this 1x1, like micro block it. That would be kind of cool. This is not looking at all like like it's too large. The tiles are too large. I can't get it to do what I'm wanting it to. What if we were to work this back? Oh, that's an idea. Let's bring this forward. Alright, we'll bring this out. This can go down. Get rid of that. So we'll bring this out some. I hope I'm not in the wall thing. Building, whatever. We'll bring this in. We'll have to feather all that in later. I don't know if this is going to look good or not. This is kind of the best idea I can think of. Wow, the foliage is going crazy, though. It's not really what I wanted to happen. Like, I can't see anything. You would not be able to see a thing out of this window because of the dense grass that's showing up around it everywhere. Alright, just for curiosity's sake, let's actually find out what you could see. Hey look! We got flowers in the interior. I was afraid of that. Yeah, there's little flowers that stick inside. That's kind of funny. Totally unintentional, but somewhat comical. Yep. Totally more flowers than I wanted to... I don't know. That's kind of interesting, I suppose. Let me know what you guys think about that, because it wasn't intended to be there. But to be quite honest, I don't know how to get it to do something else. Well, I guess that's not too bad. That's not as bad as I was expecting it to look. So I guess we can keep going with that direction style. Gosh, if I could just walk around in here, that would be cool. Okay, so this is actually working a lot better than it looks on the out. Like on the inside, it looks a lot better than it does on the outside. So I guess we'll stay with this side. Has to go though. Like we're gonna have to do something different because I'm not feeling that at all. Maybe we'll do a curve like out more a bit. Let's see if we can blend it like this. Maybe? I don't know, this is looking pretty derpy. Ooh, that made it look better. See, it's almost like it changes from a tile set, like not really a physics standpoint. It almost looks like it changes some pre-built tile placement of you're randomly cycling through different dirt designs kind of thing or something. Okay, this is working on the top. Not overly thrilled. Wow, I can't even see this window now. I guess it's in there. The problem is going to be, I think the ground got too high on the inside. I don't know. It's like completely concealed though on the inside here. Okay, there's the window. So this would be level. Which I guess that's kind of level. It keeps squaring off, which I guess we'll just have to deal with. I didn't really want it to be squared there, but it's not really seeming to give us much of a choice. I'm just going to keep brushing this in kind of thing. There we go. That looks nice. That's at least one part that looks nice. Maybe bring this up a little. There we go. That works pretty good. It's a little cut, but we could whoa, too high. Why is that so high? Bring that back down. think I had my mouse too high or something when I did that. Alright. So this hill is just refusing to cooperate. Go lower. I'm trying to fill all the hills in, but keep it from getting that huge knot on the top of the hill like it was doing a second ago. And it just keeps wanting to put that back for some reason. Okay, I don't see any holes. That's the biggest thing that I'm looking for. We'll probably just go ahead and taper this in from this side. And fill the holes as necessary. I found that doing just strips at a time is the best way to do a lot of terrain, and then once the rough placement is there, you can kind of go back in and fill everything in, as far as making sure that the shapes and everything line up and there's no holes and all that good stuff. I think we might have made this too... I don't know what just happened there. I flew out. I think we might have made this section a little too tall. Maybe. Maybe not. Let's take and brush this back in here this way. Wow, I can't get this to line up very well. This hill is just not a happy camper right now. Okay, we're getting there. Getting there, almost done with this. Is that a hole? That's a hole. Not anymore. Let's do one swipe this way, because I think I saw a couple holes in there. I've also found that flying around will help in terms of finding the actual holes in things. Yeah, this is too built up. Dang it. This needs to be more gradual. It's a little better. That when you're flying around, if you see the things kind of change, that's usually a shadow, but see these like 3 or 4 spots that aren't changing, that usually means it's a hole where the voxels aren't connecting. Usually, not always, but it's a pretty decent way to spot breaks in the terrain by flying around, and if you see the lighting change and it all goes green eventually, then it's probably not a big deal. If it doesn't, then you probably got a break somewhere. Like right here. There was also a spot, yeah, there it is, like right over here that needed to be feathered out a bit more. I still got a couple breaks in here. Dang nabbit. There we go. That should be fine. Or not. Okay, I might be hallucinating things here. No, that's a hole. Okay, so that's all good. That is the window. So that's going to be a little choppy. Just with the way that it was trying to connect everything. Okay. So that pretty much sums up this whole side. So we have our windows, our chimney, and our door. So the last section is just this corner right over here, and we'll probably tackle that either... Yeah, we'll probably tackle that in the next episode. So, I think we're going to wrap things up here for the moment. In the meantime, I hope y'all enjoyed. If you did, leave a like, and I'll see y'all next time. Peace.